Hello viewers, welcome back. So yesterday I posted a Model T video and I alluded to the fact that I was going to be working on the DRZ today. So I've cleared all the Model T parts away and we've got engine on a desk here, bike disassembled. What I'll quickly run you through is a bit of an unboxing here just to show you what has arrived. This is the old radiator. As you can see, it's completely munted. I've got two new radiators arriving hopefully tomorrow. Evil Bay says they're due to arrive then. So the goal for today is not to completely reassemble the bike. It's to change the cylinder and piston and just do a general inspection as we go and replace gaskets. So to the unboxing. So this is the kit my dear brother sent me. So may have mentioned earlier that he did a big bore kit on his, and this was his leftover, and it's quite a low hour unit, I think. So this is the replacement cylinder. It's not got a crosshatch pattern, so I'm just going to give it a quick hone to give it that. Get the rings reseated, and here's the piston. So they both very much passed the inspection. They look really good. Everything looks good there, so that's what I'm going to replace. Tempting just to inspect what's there, but yeah, this engine has run for 25 minutes without coolant, so it's likely to be pretty screwed. So we'll play the safe option and just do that. So that's the piston and cylinder. I've got new rad hoses. I'm going to reuse the old Jubilee clips, hose clamps for American buddies, and unfortunately I could only get them in yellow, so we're going a bit leery on the rad hoses. And this should be gasket kit. Okay, so inside the pack, invoice for 160. Keep that. Incidentally, the replacement radiators were 125 free shipping, which is good. Always like to get a freebie. Yesterday's freebies were Mentos. Okay, so that's him. So side cover gaskets, bunch of O-rings. Good. All right, so as per previous video, I'm just going to set things up and just take you through in stages to try and keep this relatively short. Okay, step one, take off the valve cover, 6mm Allen key. Okay, so I've just opened the gasket set. I want to work out which gaskets I need to preserve. This doesn't look like it's a complete set, so valve cover gasket, these gaskets here underneath the heads of those bolts. Let's try and leave the gasket behind. Okay, that looks lovely. That's going to go straight into the parts washer. All right. Next, camshaft covers, retainers, and I'm going to put you down to get this gasket off. escapee. Nice little boss there as well. Get that back in. And I'll take these off, obviously. Bolts a different length, note. Okay, so these bolts are the long ones, and these look to be short ones. Nice condition there. Correction. We have one long bolt here. I think the rest are short. Hang on a sec. Yeah. They're all different lengths, folks. Sorry, so you can see the different lengths. Let's not mix these things up. They're the same. Oh no, just the one. I'm getting myself confused. What I'm looking for here is any galling. Ever so slight on that. And the camshaft itself. It's going to need a clean, I think. Yeah, on this rear journal there's evidence just of a little groove there. Oh, that would be consistent with the shape of that. Oh, hang on, no, it goes there. In that edge in here. Okay, bit of a cleanup required there. Next step, I think we need to release the, sorry for the noise, background noise, neighbours are busy today. Timing chain adjuster, I'll get that off so that we can loosen this off and then get the camshafts out. Okay, one timing chain adjuster. No replacement gasket for that, so I'm going to leave that on there like that. And we have the release and tension that we need to get these camshafts off. After this, it'll be the head bolts, of which there appears to be 2 in here, 2 there, and 2 there. So head bolts are 12mm. I'm going to need to take this out because it's obstructing the socket trying to get that bolt out. I've got it loose, but I'm not out. I've just come to the realization this kit isn't complete for what I want. I don't see a head gasket here. Yeah, these aren't head gaskets. It's supposed to be a complete set, but there you have it. So I might just need to nip out later today, but disassembly will continue. Crikey, the concrete sawing next door is pretty loud. Sorry guys. Yeah, so this needed impact driver, not screwdriver. Okay, last thing to take off before lifting the head will be this pin here. It ostensibly is there to stop the timing chain dropping down inside the lower half of the engine. So this looks like another 5mm, which it's not, it's a 6mm. It'll come right out. Okay, I've put a couple of zip ties around the timing chain just to avoid that dropping down. I'll be able to fish that out if need be. Okay, we normally have a brass mallet, but I've only got rubber, so we'll just see if we can. Well, it's not fighting at all. They look decent. Not sure whether you can see that, but everything looks decent in here. We lost a retainer and a boss. Okay, so now I'm going to bring you in, and we'll take a look at the piston. I need a little torch. You won't see a thing otherwise. Oh, what's that? That doesn't look legit. The ball, however, doesn't look terrible. Okay, well, let's keep going. I just want to get the other piston out actually, and this corner here, it looks bloody, yeah, that doesn't look good at all. The piston's completely cracked through. Okay. Okay, so to continue here, two 10 mil nuts that will run off that. Can't see anything else, so that should be all. Okay, it should come out. Oh, I really want to take a look at this. Shy. That is so bad. I'll have a look at the cylinder once I get it out, but honestly, I've never seen anything like that before. I struggle to understand how that could be overheating. Although it could be pre-ignition. It was pinging. Pretty hard. Okay, going to tidy this up. I just dropped a bolt on the floor, so I'll tidy that up, and then we'll look at taking the piston off. Once I've got piston off, I'll clean up some of this general area. I'll take the starter off, and I'm going to trace any oil leaks that might be coming from the top here. I'm going to take the side covers off obviously and do them too. So yeah, let's get this piston off. Going to need to rotate the engine, get it closer to top dead center. I think if I take this access off here, it's going to give me a big nut that I can turn. Okay, looking at the cylinder now, there's some very, very light scoring, but the important thing is if you look at the top of the cylinder there, that shiny metal, that's where it's deposited the crown of the piston, I'm pretty sure. So we'll get the piston out and more carefully inspect it, but yeah, the melt has happened here when it overheated. Okay, so I've loosened these 8s off. I assume due to lack of bolts on this side that there was something behind here, so taking off this starter motor drive. Looks like we've got an O-ring here. Hopefully I've got a replacement. And it looks like, yeah, we've got an 8 mil in there. So yeah, that'll be, I think, the last one. Impact driver on these all the way, really tight. Okay, so starter motor off. It's obviously running in a bush here, and also gives me access to under here to clean things up. Okay, so the stator cover's off. Unbeknownst to me, I could have just rotated that top dead center. It's all good. I need to replace the gasket anywho. So piston, Jesus, that's bad. We'll inspect it properly later. The piston is held on, the wrist pin's held on with a little clip. So it's a matter of just getting in there and picking it out, which is what I will now do. Okay, so that's what the clip looks like. Pretty easy to get out. Now this should push out this way. May need 2 hands and a little bit of a shove. Okay, so that's piston out. Just looking at the rod bush here, that's all looking good. There's no issue there. And the wrist pin itself, I'm not going to reuse this. I'm going to use the one my brother sent. It looks decent. What I'm looking here for is just evidence of any heat damage. So here's the piston. Unseen damage when it was in. It was clearly picking up on the top of the cylinder. You can see that the top 2 rings, the top 2 compression rings, are no longer ringing. They're just sitting in there, wedged in there, I'd say. That actually started to deform the top of the piston up. Wouldn't be surprised if any longer it might have snapped that. But no real bad evidence on the skirts of the pistons there. So yeah, that one's going in the trash. Totally knackered. Surprised it still got me home. But I think most Suzuki riders would probably relate that they're a pretty robust machine. But yeah, so that's 25 minutes of no coolant. Knackered. All right, so I'm going to chase down an oil leak here. I think it's likely to be coming from here. That looks pretty bad. I'll clean all of this up. I'm going to get in behind here, behind the sprocket, and change that seal. And then on this side, I'll get all that off because that's got a gasket as well. Okay, so I'm out here cleaning up the bottom half of the engine, trying to get some of that red Pilbara dirt off. And this little plunger looks like a electrical contact. Came out of the side of the block, and it had a spring on it. The spring is somewhere here. No hope in hell of finding it, so I've got this little arrangement. Hopefully we'll get a result. So these are all neodymium magnets, and I'm going to do a sweep. Ooh. Oh, there it is. Awesome. I'm out of trouble. That's pretty much the cleanup done. So I put this up the right way. So I shoved the old barrel back on. Looking quite lovely. I obviously didn't clean the old barrel. So that's looking good. Bring it back inside and see what else we need to do. Okay, here we are on day 3. I've skipped forward a day. The focus of yesterday was somewhat tedious, but I suppose in a way rewarding. What I endeavoured to do was to clean everything up properly. I think you'll probably recognise that a lot of the red dirt is gone. It was embedded in all the aluminium. I've cleaned up the new barrel. This, interestingly, was a different type of soil that it was ridden through, southeast Queensland. So it was more of a white baked on, and of course all the side covers and the like are all cleaned to the best of my ability and patience, knowing full well it'll probably go off-road again. These heads, this head is actually painted, so it was particularly hard to improve that. Now, a couple of updates for you. I taken the oil filter out, and I'll show you what I find here. So you can probably see sparkles there. Not terribly bad, considering the damage that you've seen to the piston. And as we move the filter around, you get a glimpse at one or two. So it's doing its job effectively. In the housing itself, there was a little bit of sparkle too. Didn't get past the filter, hopefully. You wouldn't expect it to get past that. So focus of today, and again, this is just going to be me working silently in the background, and then I'll bring you over and show you what I've done. But the bike is cursed with the red dust all through, and the persistent oil leak down here has left a fairly thick amount of dust, dirt, grime residue. So I'm going to take it out the back and hit it with some degreaser and then blast it with some water. And the idea will be to bring this aluminium back as best I can, taking the learnings of yesterday, which is I have a product which did a pretty decent job. I did scour the interwebs for something that would bring aluminium back, at least deep clean it. I'll just show you what that is. Okay, the product I used is called Septone Alibrite aluminium cleaner. The warning I would state for cast aluminium is that it is a etching agent. It's got sulfuric acid in it. So if you use it, it's got hydrofluoric acid as well. Nasty. I thought that stuff was banned. If I'm not mistaken, that stuff can eat through your skin and give your bones a pretty hard time. Anywho, so this is the etching type. It's not good at all for painted surfaces. You'd never use it on that. Make sure you rinse it off really well, otherwise you'll continue to corrode after you've put it on. But what it did do was quickly get things from literally, I'll give you an example here. It was kind of like this on the engine, all the aluminium bits. Oh, in there as well. That's a good illustration in the hub there. That's what the engine was like, and now it's looking like that. And there's a little patch here you can see that I haven't been able to get out. But that's enough of that. I'm going to crack on and do some cleaning, some more cleaning. Okay, so this is after its bath with some degreaser, and it's significantly better, almost at the point where I really don't know if I'm going to do too much. What I would like to have a crack at, which won't appear in the video today, is this swing arm. It's got some pretty good grazes on it. I'm going to try and get rid of those. This is looking pretty shabby as well. It's been looks like it's been hit with a cheek poker pretty hard. So I'll see what I can do about bringing that back as well. Again, not for this video, although I'll be doing it today. I'll show you next time. So I might leave it there for this video. What I've got coming next week is I've got a service kit, which is the oil filter, crush washers, and some oil. And I've also got a new head gasket coming. I have decided to bite the bullet. So this is the one that came off it. I think it's probably good practice given what's happened. You can see here there's some evidence maybe of a bit of a blowout, so I'm not going to risk that. Get a new one, and probably next episode I might tally up how much it's cost so far. It hasn't been terribly expensive, but it's worth knowing if you ever want to do this sort of a job yourself. Alright folks, that's it for me. Hope you all have a good weekend, and we'll catch you next week. See you later.